All right, y'all. We're back to another video, back to another reaction. So, looks like ESPN be tapped in because "Be Careful What You Wish For" title sounds very familiar, especially concerning Jordan's son, Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards. Last night, he looked at like Jordan throwing baseball passes out of bounds. I've seen about 3 of those. Now, he did make his threes. But at the same time, why is he throwing passes 50 feet in the air? He doesn't have Avengers teammates. Why is he throwing the ball so high in the air, causing turnovers? Call Anthony Towns, try to get a putback. From the angle that they gave, that should have been 2 points. But I guess doing all this, it matters now. Because now they reviewed it and said it was still over the rim. When it clear as day didn't look like it, but who knows. But for this video, we have Stephen A. warns Ant-Man about calling out Kyrie Irving. I try to warn y'all. Be careful what you wish for, because I said it in Denver, but they came back down 20 to even have the situation. Kyrie Irving, he's not the one to play with. First-hand experience of 2016. Still PTSD type moment. Kyrie said himself that he's a wizard. He's an assassin. He said it himself. All he need is that indigenous chili pepper earring and some sea moss. He might drop 50. He might just drop 50. Anyway, we're just going to listen to Stephen A's comments real quick. You know how ESPN get with these YouTube videos.
Of course it was, without question. I mean, that's something that I have been alluding to.
He said, hey, we're going to go Kyrie Irving. It's cool. But you got to understand, this is the Wizard of Irving. The Wizard of Kyrie.
The last few days, windy legs is what I was saying. I was like, Kyrie, we love Ant-Man. I think he's the new face of the NBA. I think he's a superstar blossoming before our very eyes. And I think he's going to deliver a championship to Minnesota one day, if not this year. I just think that highly of him. But I was like, yo, you be careful what you wish for. It was on Countdown the other day.
Hey, Stephen A. Smith is tapped in, man. I'm just saying.
To be careful what you wish for. I was on my podcast. Be careful what you wish for. This is not the dude that you want to do that to. This magician on the offensive side.
You know what I'm saying? Kyrie be having me spaz out in this little room.
Hey,
like how is he getting away with these layups? Like look at the layups he hit.
Won last night.
He had Gaffer looking like a Kmart Amari Stoudemire throwing them alley-oops.
Averaging 1.6 points per game in the first quarter. 19 points in 12 playoff games in the first quarter. I like, this ain't the dude you don't want to do this. Not him. Not Kyrie. This brother that can dance on anybody, the nastiest, handling the game with a 3-point shot. I mean, you had like 22 players averaging 20 or better in the postseason, and Kyrie is the leading 3-point shooter amongst them at 44%. We know the handle's nasty. We know his ability to finish at the basket. We know his creativity as an offensive magician. By the way, if he really, really wants to mess with you, we know about his movement without the basketball. Whatever needs to be done on the offensive side of the ball is something this brother is capable of doing. And I just looked at Anthony Edwards and I'm like, I believe in you, bro. You're going to be a champion one day. I know how great you are, but you sure this was the right thing to do?
It's not. You poked the wrong bear. This is Kyrie we talking about. This ain't Jokic. Jokic is now he's betting on horses, eating donuts. This is a wizard. This is literally a wizard you're talking to. Literally, that's how he dribbled the ball like this. Get out of my face. Like, that's how he literally played. And it worked.
And then Kyrie comes out there with
this man said, like, come on, bro.
Russian, which is
now, would I call out Kyrie Irving? Absolutely. The same way how he did Kobe, I would have did the same thing. But I'm just saying.
Why he was only averaging 1.6 points in the first quarter, because he had
that's still a wizard.
Aggressive. He was willing to defer to Luka, defer to Derrick Jones, getting him involved, defer to a PJ Washington, bringing those young fellas along and letting everybody know when it's time. Trust me, I'll handle it for you. But when Anthony Edwards did that, I said, look out. And sure enough, within the first few minutes, when you saw him with his aggression, I said, oh, damn. That's what happened. We saw it coming. Anybody that knows basketball knew what was coming. And Kyrie delivered.
Also, Minnesota shooting 53 pointers like it's NBA 2K. It's crazy.
24
Leave that to the Warriors.
points in the first
I think
quarter.
this is what we
In the
love
first
about.
half.
This is what we love. This is what we love about the playoffs. We love this back and forth. We love this interplay among star players. But I think it kind of undersells the fact that Kyrie was going at Ant. I think it undersells just what he did in this game last night, because Kyrie is a veteran player now. He is a completely different guy than he was 7 years ago when I last covered him in the conference finals, Stephen A. This guy is different in mind, body, and
Kyrie,
spirit. I almost can't believe it, Stephen A. This guy is different in mind, body, and spirit.
I'm telling you, it's the sea moss. When Kyrie eat that specific food and put sea moss in it, that's when he start dropping 30 and 40. I'm telling you.
almost can't believe
That's
it.
when he start losing his
almost,
mind.
You know, a little bit. Is this
Look
really
at him.
real?
Floater.
Now, I'm watching
Get
it
off
close
him.
here in Minneapolis, and I'm
Come
saying
here.
I think it might be. And what I'm talking about is
McDonald's. McDonald's, he was playing well last
when
night.
this game started, the Mavericks
did his
were a little
job.
bit jittery. So were the Wolves. Okay,
Look
so
how he,
conference
that's
finals
the
game
defensive player of the year.
started. The
Look at
Mavericks were a
him.
little bit jittery. So
Ah,
were the
come
Wolves,
here,
okay?
that
So
floater.
conference finals game.
My type of
I know
floater.
that some of their guys have experience, but it's jittery. Everything feels bigger, okay? And also, Minnesota came out, and they're a great defensive team. And, and nobody knows what game plans are going to be to start series. It's always like a guessing game. And so they came out, and they were hugging the three-point line. They were like, we are going to not allow the Mavericks to get going on the perimeter. And so Kyrie read the game. Yes, I do think he wanted to come out and try to send a little message to Ant, but he read the game. He read that his teammates and the strategy was open for him to go to the basket and get those paint attacks and get those floaters in his game, and that was so important. And one thing I'll say about Ant, it was Kobe Bryant's third or fourth title when he made the famous thing, "The job's not done." Okay, when they were ahead in the series, and he goes, "The job's not done."
Yeah.
Kobe didn't feel that way when he was 20.
We're going to go ahead and find some Kyrie Irving clips real quick, and then we'll be right back.
Last thing, now that we have you up here, the CarMax House of Highlights Moment of the Year was authored by you. Yes, it was. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Versus Jokic. Jokic with the laugh.
But this,
That made me smile. I'm not going to lie to you. I told you it's that CMOS. That Kyrie Irving CMOS with the left hand.
Did you know you was going to do that before you shot?
No, I did not. Jokic took my right hand away, and he got a great contest. But when I went to the lefty floater, that's something I've been working on since I was about 12, 13 years old. And to be able to do it at the biggest stage against the greatest athletes, greatest players, it feels even better.
Hey, I got one more question for you.
Jeez, Chuck.
I got no. This is time. This is my time of the year when I like to ask serious basketball
I know,
questions.
but we have to be respectful.
I understand, but this is an important question though. Everybody on this team talks about you being a leader now. Facts. And they talk about like this guy's been a leader. And you said something earlier. You said none of these guys, really, the young guys in your team, been in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
When did that switch kick on to you? You're like, you know what? I'm the only one who won a championship. I've got to be a leader. When did you figure it out?
I would say last summer when we got exited from the playoff contention, and I'm watching my peers go for, a chance to win the golden trophy, man. That big thing, like, it's just, you get motivation from failure and you get inspired. And I was watching playoffs at home, and I was taking little notes on some of the greatest leaders in our league. Draymond's one of them. We got guys that are really the backbone of their team, and they do the little things that don't show up in the stat sheet for their teams to win. So for me, this year I really just focused on doing the little things. And if my points came, they came. But I wanted to make sure we felt good as a team after every single game, and we got to be honest with each other. We had a lot of long meetings with Jay Kidd. Sometimes it felt like therapy. Getting guys to talk. I mean, getting males to talk about in a competitive sport is hard sometimes, So I felt like we had a good gelling group, and then we went through a crucial trade in the middle of the season where we got PJ and Gaff, and then from there, it's just the sky's the limit. Once I saw we had a chance, I was like, well, I'm not going to take this for granted. So every single day I remind those guys, you know, what it's like to fail, you know, what it's like to get to that mountaintop, be very close and then fail, you know. I got this guy sitting next to me who got 2 rings, you know. So for me, I use that as motivation and try to encourage my guys as much as I can.
Congratulations.
That was a hell of a
30.
question.
That was a hell of a question.
Thank you, Luka.
W. Kyrie, man. You can't hate this guy, bro. Like, I understand that the whole swoosh boy situation, but, like, come on now. And then the Amazon Prime video and all that. But, like, bro, how can you sit here and really hate Kyrie Irving, though? Like, how? It's not even possible. It's still up from 2016, but I'm just saying, though, like, as a person,
isn't a leader strong
as a
enough
person,
to unite
you can't hate Kyrie Irving. It's impossible.
House of the Dragon.
Let's just see what he said real quick with this.
Streaming
And we're
exclusively
gonna,
on Max.
Kyrie, you set your first quarter high for the postseason, and then quite a bit more on top of that. What did you see early on to attack that aggressively?
I mean, we just had to start off the game with an aggressiveness and just make sure we bring Rudy away from the basket as much as possible. We understand that's defensive player of the year. They got first team, second team, all defensive guys. So as much as we could attack them in transition before they set their defense, which I got a few opportunities to do, got a few N1s to go. So I was feeling good in the first quarter and just settling, you know, where we are in this Western Conference Finals. A lot of anxiety, some nerves. I've been here before, so a little bit more poise on my end. Just being able to start the game with punch of just playing the point guard role, playing that main scorer's role, and just not lacking in other areas in the basketball game. You know, he can do other things and I can do other things other than scoring. So when it's his time to score, it's my time to play defense and get up in my guy and contest shots and continue to do the little things that get us wins.
You've talked about Ant as being one of those kids with no fear.
Yeah.
You know, he's on TNT after Game 7 talking about, I got Kyrie.
Yeah.
You know, what did you think of that matchup and kind of that game within the game?
Yeah, no, as a peer, man, I love that. I love it, man. It's nothing better. You know, when Ant was a little bit younger, I'm sure he was watching me, and you know, when he was in high school, I was watching him. So for me, it's more of those exciting matchups that I look forward to too. Right after the game, it was funny because he said it right then and there, and I think the whole world was looking like, okay, you know, yeah, you better know what you're talking about, Ant. You know, and I respect that.
You better know what you're talking about.
That
you
no
know,
fear mentality that he has is why I love him as a competitor and why I love him as a person. But when we're on that court, I know he's gonna give his all. I'm gonna give him my all, and at the end of the game, you know, it's all love. And we're in between those lines. He knows what it is, and I know what it is.
Kyrie, I think this for the 6th straight year, there's going to be a new champion. Mm-hmm. And you talked about how long it's been since you've been to this conference final stage. Do you sense the urgency or opportunity that's in front of you guys, and is that a message that you sort of impart to the guys?
I mean, I just talk about not taking things for granted and also understanding the moment that we're in. Again, I've been to the mountaintop. I've succeeded and I've also failed. So I look at this moment as an opportunity to help other guys really settle in and be aware of what comes with this. There's a lot of maturity that comes with this. There's a lot of awareness of strategy, and there are plenty of basketball techniques that you got to be aware of too. So I think it's a combination of us coming together as a young team, me as, you know, this veteran leader, and you know, just saying the right things to them where they need to hear in the right spots. And it really takes the off the court stuff, the off the court little things that we do in order to translate things on the court. You know, that's the makings of a great team. You know, one thing is, you know, we go out there and play, we hoop, that's what we do, but off the court, we really support each other. We do the little things. So
you and Luka.
Yeah, man. Well, we'll see how game 2 plays out. As we all know, Dallas is up 1-0, 3 more games. If they sweep Minnesota, someone's getting destroyed. I'm saying that now. But we'll see how game 2 plays out. 53s from an NBA team is crazy. Leave that to the Warriors. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this video off here, man. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you do subscribe, we really appreciate it. I'm going to see you guys in the next video, man.